What is up, guys? My name is Ryan. Welcome to another Honkai tutorial video. So in today's video we are talking about the character usage rate for the Memory of Chaos. But before we hop into the topic of today's video, I just want to point you guys again to my YouTube short section, which is the content that I'm currently mainly focusing on. So I would highly appreciate any support there. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. I'm planning to do a giveaway for the Battle Pass and the Equal to the Welcome Moon of Genshin Impact, where you can get 50, 90 Stellar Jades every day. So until patch 1.2, if we're able to hit 1,000 subscribers, I will do a giveaway stream where I want to give away those two things on stream. And yeah, let's hop into the topic of today's video. Now, basically, again, as always, I'm using pridemodo.gg. I will put the link in the description down below. This is a very good website. They regularly update their content for the content in the game. And yeah, I really like to work with the website though. It's very interesting what they have. You can use the tier list. You can have character overviews. You have all the light cones, relics listed on this website. So yeah. Now, this is the character usage pod. This is also fairly new. It's updated on the 17th of June 2023, which is basically, by the time I record the video, only 2 days old. So it is a very recent statistic that we have here. So this is based on nearly 1,500 players that shared their 1.1.1 memory of chaos clear data. And yeah, the characters are ranked with appearance rate, which is how often a character was used by all players, regardless of whether they own or the character or not. Now, it is also divided into the standard limited 5-star characters, basically all 5-star characters that are currently in the game, and the 4-star characters. And now, I think it's very interesting. So we definitely have a noticeable increased usage for the limited characters. So far, we only have 3 limited characters, which are Silverwolf, Sealy, and Jingyon, and these are also the 3 most used characters. But still, though, in between those characters, there is a gap, and also there is a very high increased ratio for Silverwolf here. So definitely, by the biggest 4 amount, the most used character is 84% Sealy. This is like nearly everybody has that character, though. So I think most of the players that started the games, I think most of them still play the game though, and we have 84%, and the next gap to Silverwolf is like a little more than 10%. So I think this gap is already very high, so having a 10% gap between Sealy and Silverwolf in the usage rate, but there is a even bigger gap to Jingyon. So we have like a 30% gap from Silverwolf to Jingyon, which he was the following character for Sealy. So that shows that a lot of less people use that character compared to Silverwolf, while a 20% gap between Silverwolf and Jingyan. I think this is also very, very interesting to see. I didn't thought that the gap between Jingyan and the other 2 characters were that high though. I thought Jingyan should have a little bit more. I thought like more 60 to 65% just from what I saw, but yeah, that seems very surprising to me though. Now, next thing is Bailu. This is like the most used standard character, followed by Japard, and what wonders me a little is Bronya though, because she's my favorite character though. But yeah, I definitely can understand that people now are using Silverwolf over Bronya, which is totally understandable for the current content in Memory of Chaos. We do need the I think that Silverwolf's kit is a little bit better for that. Debuffing and Quantum is also overall the better element for the Memory of Chaos. And I still think Bronya is a very solid character, though. And she's also still used for 40%, which is a little less than half of the people, but still a very good amount, though. So I'd say that Jingyan and Bailu are very close to each other. Bailu definitely, if you have her, you use her over any other healer because she is the only healer besides Natasha. And Natasha, as you can see, is the most used 4-star character. And yeah, besides that, after Bronya, I think the percentages fell very hard. So basically, nobody uses Himiko, 5.8%. A very small amount of people use, how was the name? Yangqing, Also, very small amount of use, Clara and Weld. So I think like it's like the group between those two, Subwolf and Sealy, which everybody uses. Then we have the group of those three, which is Jingyeon, Bailu, and Japart, which like nearly half of the people use. And then we have Bronya, which a little less than half of the people use. And then the I'd say the small amount of people use those 4 characters. So these are like basically the elite characters of the 5-star characters for the Memory of Chaos. Now looking into the 4-stars, they count the Trailblazer in here, which is totally understandable. I wouldn't count him as a 5-star character, especially because he is free to play. But we can see that Natasha and Tingyan are by far, or not, Natasha, Tingyan, and the Fire Trailblazer are by far the 3 most used characters. They have like 80%, this is nearly 90% usage rate, so this is basically the most used character overall in every team for every group of players. Then we have Tingyan. I think this is also a good replacement for Bronya. A lot of people don't have Bronya, and if you have Bronya, you use, I think like it's a very difficult approach, but I think I try to explain it now. If you have Tingyan, you don't probably have Bronya, but if you have Bronya, you would use Bronya over Tingyan in the Memory of Chaos. If you start going to the end game, let's say starting from Trailblaze level 60, or maybe level 50 and above, Tingyan was like featured in Jingyan's banner, so most of the people have Tingyan, so that's why she has more or a higher usage rate than Bronya. But if you have Silverwolf and Bronya and Tingyan, you would use Silverwolf over those 2 characters, in my opinion, because Silverwolf now has the most value. Also, she is guaranteed to have into a limited character banner, while Bronya is not guaranteed to be in your character box, even though if you summoned like for all characters or for all 5-star characters. Because if you lose a 50-50, you're guaranteed to get the next pity is guaranteed to be one of the limited characters, while you never have a guarantee to get Bronya in any way. That's why I do think that Tingyan has this high percentages. The Trailblazer is overall a super good unit. I think that the Trailblazer is one of the best free-to-play units in the game, or in any other game. You will never get a free-to-play unit that has that much of a value like the Trailblazer. And even though he gets power crept in like 5 or 6 months, I still think that they did a really great job with that character, because then you could have used that free-to-play character for 6 months, which is very good though. Yeah, after that, the next group I'd say are these 3. March, Astral, and Pela. While these 2 are free-to-play, they have like the 30 till 20% usage rate. These are like characters that are, yeah, I think replacements for Japart. Partly, some people use Japart and March. I also did see that, but we'll go over some team buildings very, very soon though. Yeah, Pela is now definitely very underrated though. I think that this character is really good. I wanted to have her, but I wasn't able to get her, so I didn't test her that much. I just have the possibility to try her on the trial run. I saw my friends using them. I saw other people using them. I think that Pela is very underrated. Astar is also really good, but I think that most people value the other harmony characters over her. So people try to use other harmony characters, especially Tingyan over Asta. And if you have like the 5-star characters, you use them over Tingyan. So only if you didn't pull on Tingyan's banner, I think the option is to use Asta though, or you really like the character. Then the next is the group of DPS characters, which are Su Shang, Dan Heng, Serval, and Chinquay, and of course also Hook. There's of course a big gap between Su Shang and Hook, because this is like 15%, around 15% though. But in general, I would say these characters are all solid though. All of them, all 5 of them are solid, because they have all the elements, and basically you only use them to replace the elements above here. So if you have any of the DPS characters, which are Sealy, which everybody literally has and use, if you have Jingyeon, if you have Clara, if you have Yang Jing, I think you use them a little over them. But yeah, if you cannot replace the elements, then you definitely use those characters. But I think the main thing here is most people already have Sealy, which why they don't or use them. by a very less amount though. I personally like all of these 5 characters though. I didn't build Jinquei, but I like all these 5 characters personally. And yeah, then the characters that are not used at all. Physical Trailblazer, everybody uses Fire One. Sampo, nobody uses the Nihility characters now. I think the only I think nobody uses dot characters right now. So Nihility really is preferable by debuffs right now at the moment. Maybe it will change if Kafka comes into the game though. We will not know. But as for right now, I think debuffs just in form Nihility characters just in form of debuff characters all the way to go. And Herta and Arlen aren't used at all. Like it's 1 to under 1%. Yeah, now let's go over the characters. No, not over the possible team comps. So basically we have this team comp here. And we can see that there are basically 2 groups, which is because you always have to build 2 teams for every stage. We have 10 stages in the Memory of Chaos now. Let's say all clears. I'd say if you look for 0 clears, 0-star clears are not that relevant for me. At least 1-star clears, because 1-star clears is the free-to-play way to go. As you guys might not know, my channel is more focused on free-to-play content, though, on free-to-play clears. And I think the realistic way is, I think we can still look at 1 and 3-star clears until, I'd say, stage 4 to 5. This is, I think, the point where free-to-play players could get right now. And yeah, the number 1 team that is used for 3-star clears is Sealy, Bronya, Natasha, and the Trailblazer, though. I think this is not a surprise. The second team is basically the same, and the third team is also basically the same. It's only always just replaced by the certain character, though. And also the percentage rate is very close to each other. Also, the fourth team is basically the same team. We have Asta. So basically, the standard comp for the Memory of Chaos Stage 1 is having Sealy with a Harmony character, a healer, and the tank that literally everybody has in the game right now. Going on to... Okay, this has the same user trait, but going on to this, it starts to change a little bit. But the concept is always the same. Just play Sealy with a team that is protected by those characters, probably, though. It is always, like, kind of the same. I think Clara is a little bit different, though, that you use her here. But it's still the concept, having a debuffer and a healer, just... The tank is replaced by Clara to having additional damage source. This all just changes a little bit here. Over here, the tank is replaced with Japart. Here, they replace the healer with a defensive character. But yeah, the concept for... I'd say for every 10 teams, the concept is literally the same, though. Just play Sealy with any Harmony character, a defensive character, and another defensive character, though. Let's take a look for the substage 2 here. Maybe let's take a quick look if there's some changes for the 1-star clear. So for 1-star clear, I'd say that there's... Yeah, it's basically also the same. There's just a slightly difference over here. They use Sushang, but exactly with the same concept, with a Harmony character, a healer, and a tank. Same goes for... Oh, this is kind of interesting, though. This is also a little bit different. They replaced the buffer with Yangqing, though. So you basically have 2 DPS, so Sealy is not the main character in this team, because Yangqing is also relevant in this team to be a damage dealer, though. But besides this, again, we go back to the same concept, though. Okay, let's go back to see 3-star clears for Jingyeon. I think this is also... Jingyeon basically has the same concept, though. What is very interesting here is they start to use Welt. But it's basically, again, I think we can speak like generally for Honkai Star Rail, that the concept of a team is basically having a damage dealer. It doesn't matter if it is a Destruction, Erudition, or Hunt character. Pair him with a Nihility or Harmony character. Then pair them with an Abundance character or a Preservation character. And then add another defensive type character, which can be another Preservation character, into the team. It shouldn't be a second Abundance character. You only should have 1 Abundance character, but you can have 1 Abundance, 1 Preservation, or even 2 Preservation characters into the team. Yeah. Um, so basically, I don't want to go over this because this is the same concept. Let's just click over the stages and see if there are some significant changes here. Yeah, I'd say that the changes is that they change into between the sub stages though. Only significant other team here is this for the sub stage 2, which is Susheng along with Clara though. This is also something that I saw very often. In the beginning, Clara was used to be used along with March 7th, with a lot of other people don't do anymore. Most of them use just splash Clara into any team comp, which basically replaces the Nihility or the Harmony character though. Um, but yeah, I see this very frequently right now that people just splash in Clara. Even here, Clara is the main DPS, and we follow the concept of having a Harmony Nihility character and a healer and a preservation character though. Yeah. Okay, let's go just over all of them. Is a free stock clears. One stock clear. Oh wow! For one stock clear, Danheng is here. One stock clear. I always want to look into one stock clears because I do think that this is the one that free to play people use, like me though, because some of them didn't pull for Sealy like I did. So Danheng is on top of that. So if you're interested on how to clear Memory of Chaos, I think that this is a very good statistic, especially looking into the star clears here. You can like have a great look into how other people did clear that. Yeah, you can just put them into your own circumstances though. Freezer clear. So yeah, I don't want to go over the freezer clears, I think, because they always look the same though. Maybe let's just stick with one star clears then for stage 3. Hook is now here very interesting. Same concept as always. Just replace a DPS with Hook. Also here with Jinquei. For the other side, Danheng is interesting. Pella is here, another interesting addition for this team comp in rank 3 though. I definitely think that you can replace Japort with the Fire Trailblazer, but I'm not guaranteed because I do not correctly know what the characters are here. Stage 4. Okay, for stage 4, there's only Susheng here in rank 3, which is kind of interesting. Stage 5, same concept. Yeah, I just want to go until stage 5. I just want to, out of interest, just let's see if there is somebody that cleared stage 10 already. Okay, so basically, again, the same concept, though, for all across the board. So, yeah, I think that's it. I just want to go over some of those team comps out of interest to see how people clear them. For stage 5, this is like the last one because I think realistically, stage 5 till 7 is very realistic for free to plays, at least to one star clear them. So basically, having Susheng and Danheng will help you a lot, as you can see here. So yeah, don't always just look into the 5-star characters. Even though, as you can see, a very bright dominance by Sealy, also Jingyon, because we don't have more limited 5-star DPS characters. But I can promise you guys, this will change over the course of the next patch as we get more characters. This will change by a lot. This will change by a lot, guys. But the concept won't change. I think the concept will stay the same as we don't get very, very new character designs with very new strategies. But overall, I do think that the concept will always be having DPS, having Harmony, having a healer, having a preservation. Sometimes the Harmony or Nihility character gets replaced by a second DPS, and then you have 2 damage dealers with different types that get supported by a healer or a tank. But yeah, with that out of the way, I hope you guys did enjoy the video today. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content, and I see you guys next time. Whoa, bye.